Hello everyone, my name is Cole Kozlowski and this is my final reflection video for the Communications and Relationships course. Today I'll be sharing how I applied 5 course concepts to my daily life, the outcomes of those interactions, what I enjoyed most about this class, and a few words of advice for future students. So let's get started. To start, the first concept I learned about was communication and identity. So this kind of tells you about how our sense of self shapes the way we communicate. I noticed that I code switch depending on who I'm talking to. For example, when I'm with my family, I'm kind of like a more formal and reserved slash laid back type of person, but when I'm with my friends, I feel like I'm relaxed and open and I can kind of just ramble on. Learning about this helped me understand that adapting my communication style strengthens my relationships because I can better connect with people in different contexts. The second concept I learned about was conflicts management. I used active listening during a disagreement with my roommate once, and instead of interrupting or jumping to conclusions, I focused on understanding their perspective and kind of just, I guess, paraphrase what was coming out of his mouth. And this made them feel heard, and we resolved the issue without unnecessary tension. And I realized that listening goes a long way in improving how we navigate in conflicts. Another concept was like family communication patterns. I identified that my family kind of leans towards like an oriented style, where agreement is expected and certain topics are avoided. Understanding this kind of pattern with my family just kind of made like the conversations flow better, I guess, because I guess you don't really want to ever feel uncomfortable around your family, so you always want to know what you're talking about. And I feel like I've gently kind of started generating more open communications, which has improved how we react as a family. Another thing I paid attention to was nonverbal communication. Um, I guess those are just kind of just like social cues that you get from people. Um, for example, like I'll give you guys like a football reference. Like when our head coach is like walking down the hall and the O line's getting out like a bathroom break. I guess people go like this a lot. When our head coach walks around, because like it's not time to like mess around or f around, because you don't want to look like an idiot in front of him. So yeah, I guess that's a good example for nonverbal cues. And lastly, um, another one I learned about was like relational maintenance. I guess I kind of applied that to my friendships and like simple things like expressing gratitude, like supportive messages, and just spending quality time with my buddies just like kind of strengthened our connections. And for instance, regularly telling my friends like how much I value them or like look up to them. Moving on to like what I enjoyed, I would say what I liked about this class is how relatable it was, and like the theories and concepts didn't just stay in the classroom. Like I just said, like how I applied all those theories and concepts to my daily life, and it made me like it made the learning process so much easier, just knowing what exactly I guess theory or concept I was using in a certain situation. And it kind of just helps with like friendships and family and all around. One thing I found challenging, I was gonna say, digital communication. I feel like it affects my relationships sometimes. It's easy to assume like texting or social media always works well, but misunderstandings happen all the time. For example, I used to get frustrated when people didn't reply quickly because, like, I don't know, I'm kind of just, uh, I don't know what the word is there. I'm just impatient. But this, I guess this class kind of told me how to consider their context and not take it personally. Um, and it made me a more patient and more understanding person, or I should say, I guess communicator in that fashion. Um, I think one topic we could explore more is like digital communication in more depth, like I just talked about, because it's a huge part of how we interact today, and you really need to understand the messages and flows and deliverance of people's messages, especially in like the real world when you're trying to get a job or do have a job. So yeah, I feel like texting is a huge part nowadays, and phone calls, you just don't want us to sound like an idiot. So yeah. So to future students, I would say some of my advice is engage with the material because you're using it at all times. Um, I guess don't be afraid to use personal um, experiences in class because more than likely everyone's been through, I guess, the same amount of things, just um, I guess at different times. Um, I guess stay organized because we do readings every week, so you got to stay on top of those so you don't fall behind and not know what's going on in class. And finally, I would say enjoy the class because Professor Berguzman's a great professor, and he's a very personable guy. Um, I would say like doesn't go by the book. He kind of just goes off of what I guess students would like to hear and what makes it sound more interesting. Um, to wrap up, I would say this class has been like an incredible learning experience, and I've gained so many insights and how to communicate and how my behavior affects relationships. I know I'll carry these, I guess, for the rest of my life and my personal and professional life, to be more exact. And then I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you.